Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. So, as you know, we're going to spend an hour and a half with Jean-Marie Dreujou. So, just to introduce him, he just did. I mean, he just finished his 60th movie. So, Jean-Marie worked on 60 movies. He got nominated 3 times for the French César, including one was for The Girl on the Bridge from Patrice Lecomte. He had 2 Camérimaz nominations, 1 Duo Award nomination with Jean-Jacques Hano. He's actually the former president of the AFC. He's been working with Jean-Jacques for 20 years, and it's his 6th movie. And actually funny because the first time we started talking about his masterclass, it was the anniversary of his very first and initial collaboration 20 years before. And we actually collaborated together on Minor. I used to be his first AC on B camera and second unit DP with him on Minor. So it's a great pleasure for me to be able to have this chat with you. Shall we start with the trailer? Except if you want to say a few words.
No, I thank you for coming, and thank you, Romain, to moderate this little masterclass. So go to the trailer, yes.
Posture immédiate. Anticipation, feu Notre-Dame.
Notre-Dame brûle. Ça va les partir de partout. Les officiels, les politiques, les célébrités. On va avoir 2 feux à gérer.
Il va falloir vous battre à quelques-uns. Paris est bloqué.
Feu de toiture. Poursuivons reconnaissance.
Poursuivons reconnaissance, c'est pas bon.
Ça va? Alors on y va.
Ça veut dire désastre annoncé.
Avec quelques gars en haut, je crois qu'on peut y arriver, mon général.
Avec mes hommes, on se porte volontaire.
On a demandé des lances supplémentaires et du renfort. Il n'y aura pas de renfort.
So, can you talk to us a little bit about roughly the shoot, like how many days, how long the prep was?
For the beginning, when Jean-Jacques told me for this movie, asked me for this movie, yes, he told me it would be a different movie than we did before, so, because the star will be Notre-Dame. There is no actors. I don't want to use famous actors. I will prefer to have Notre-Dame for the starring. So it was a special thing. And in this story, it's like Titanic. The ending, and the beginning. So that it interest Jean-Jacques is to watch another images that all the people have seen. Because in this case of event, everybody knows exactly where he is at this time. And we saw a lot of images from TV, from internet. And Jean-Jacques wants to to show inside with the men who, with the fireman, they work to finish the fire. And for that, we have to find the right thing to tell the story.
And how many days did you end up shooting?
We have 50 days shooting, and I just take from the beginning. So during the pandemic, he wrote the script. He wrote Jean-Jacques wrote the script with Thomas Bigdan, a famous writer, and they profiled the pandemic just to take time to investigation of all the event of this story, and they finished the script. So at the end of the first block of pandemic, we tried with you can show the thing.
Sure. Can you guys launch the PowerPoint, please?
We start the pre-production process. So Jean-Jacques explained to us at the first time with so we will work at Jean-Jacques place. He bought a little model in plastic from Notre-Dame, and he explained us to the art director, so Jean Rabas, his first idea, Mathieu Lamortière, high on a guy of production, and he told us how he imagined all the shots of the film. So at this time, with these little models, he used an endoscopic thing just to show us what kind of shot he wants to explain the story. And so it would be a long process to do that. We spent around 3 weeks to explain all the things. It was very important for the art director, Jean Rabas, because we have to find, because the medal set Notre-Dame doesn't exist. We cannot shoot in Notre-Dame because it's totally destroyed at this time. And so we have to find some cathedral to connect the many parts to do the shooting. And we have to build in studio some part because we cannot put fire in cathedral. So we have to build a studio for that, special set. So we visit many cathedrals in France, and we chose principally 2 cathedrals, Bourges and Sens. Bourges, we chose because there is 2 collateral like Notre-Dame, so we can rebuild all the beginning of the story when the visitor is beginning to visit all the morning. Because, yes, I forgot, the movie will start at the morning, so 7 o'clock, and it finished at the end of the fire. So we have to find all to tell all the story. And the Bourges is chosen for the overlap, I think. The heads overhead, yes. And the collateral. And Saint.
So let me find the right picture. It's going to be more clear for everyone.
It's before, I think. And Sens will be chosen for the entrance. And yes, so the double collateral for Bourges, the overhead for Sens, the low angle in Bourges, and the overshot in Sens. And the entrance too, you can choose the only thing, yes, for the entrance. So, and there is a third cathedral, it was Amiens. We will choose Amiens for the flesh, for la flèche. The arrow, yes. And one basilic is Saint-Denis Basilic, just for the scaffold. So that was the difficulty to shoot one shot like here, one shot here, one shot here. So as you see, after the first pre-production I show you with the little model, Jean-Jacques gave us the script, and as usual with Jean-Jacques, is every sentence of the script there is a number, and the number is a shot.
I'm gonna shoot. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
It's all just two pages, huh? But there is more like that.
It's a document of 300 pages or something like that.
So as you see, there is a number after sentences, and there is this number show us when we have to shoot in Bourges, we have to shoot in Sens, we have to shoot in the studio, and all this, so the puzzle is like that, And after this work, it's very easy to put the schedule to plan the schedule to do the shooting. But the difficulty for us is we have to keep the continuity of the day. So it was not easy to do that.
The continuity of within the day, within the story, but also the continuity between all the cathedrals and the studio, right?
Right. You can show the images of the studio, maybe.
So we have a few. I think it's there, right?
Yeah. And after there is a studio, I think. Yes. Okay.
So how did you approach the continuity in between all those sets? Because I can imagine the windows on each church are not the same. On studio it's easier to control, but how did you approach to maintain the same effect and the same lighting in different spaces?
But we know this day, in middle of April, we know there is no cloud in Paris. All the weather is clear, so there is the sun all the time. So that is the first point. So I know I did in each shots of this film I need some sun. And Jean-Jacques is very precise about the sun, always. So he needs to know exactly where the sun is at this time and in this country, I work with him since 20 years and I know exactly the way he works like that. So you have to be careful to do exactly the same light in cathedral in Notre-Dame at a very precise hour. So the film starts with the guy is coming to do his job. So it was 7 o'clock. I know the sun is by the east. And after that, there is the tourist start the visit of Notre-Dame. The doors open, and they came inside. So I know exactly the sun is very, very heavy sun inside Notre-Dame. And after 2 o'clock, there is no sun Notre-Dame. The sun is coming back. So there is another way for the sun. And after there is a fire. So the fire make many smoke. So it covers the sun. So we have to respect that too. So for manage that, I use many lights to light Bourges or Sens. And after for when we start the fire, the inside Notre-Dame, it was very dark. I know that because I put many questions for the fireman before the prep. And they told me it was totally night inside because the smoke, because the thing. So to do that, I shot by night inside the cathedral and I light. Because like that, I can control exactly the light, what we need.
Right, and that must have you must have had a lot of lighting studies, as you said, with the fireman. But then, did you shoot everything, all the cathedrals at night, or just Bourges to keep that control you were talking about?
No, I shoot in night just when the fire starts. Okay. All the thing before I shot by the time.
Right. One thing we haven't spoke about is the archive images, right? Because you obviously use some of the archives. As you've seen on the trailer, there is when the arrows goes down and when the roof is all on fire. So did you have any necessity did you try to match with the archive your footage, or did you just try to bring the archive footage closer to yours? How did you? Was it something you had in mind during the whole?
Yes, during the prep, we saw many arcades, effectively. And the editor started very early with us. He worked during the prep, so it's very comfortable for us to have the editor at the very early beginning. And so he started to make a big box with all the archives,
yeah.
Archives, sorry. The good archives he find. And we at this time, I took some archive with my colorist in the lab, and we tried to match just to see how is these images, you know. But we will see in the little thing after. I will show you.
Sure. But and where, so when we talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago, but when do you think you were able to make it more cinematic and go away from the archives? And because I've seen the movie, obviously there are moments that are that don't look like archives at all, right? It looks like a real film. But where is the mark when you think I can push it a little bit and make it stylized, and as opposed to other moments in the movie when you wanted to stick to closer to the archives? But when is that thin limit where you think you can go more towards the cinema style?
So I try to have the best of the archives, and as soon as the images are so bad, we find a way with Jean-Jacques and the editor to split in the images, like to show that it is archives, you know.
Right. Shall we go to all the fire stuff, because obviously it's a big part of all this. Shall we show the fire test first? Yeah. So
So as soon before the shooting with Jean-Jacques, around 2 months before the shooting, we used to have some tests, very deep tests. So we spend 1 or 2 days inside the studio to test the thing. So for the other movie, normally it's for actors or for costume, for the designer, but principally for this movie, it was for the fire. So we did many fire tests for the plant, for many things we try.
Could you guys launch the fire test, please?
During this test, the editor made a little editing, and he include some archives too, just to show. So this is the test of burning thing in studio, just to know exactly how we have to find the good way for the roof, because all the roof of Notre-Dame with plumb, but it's impossible to use plumb because it's very nocive thing. So we have to find another way. So this is another archives. This is one archives too. This is two. And this is in studio. It was the first test we did. It's very useful for Jean Rabas because you can imagine what you have to rebuild in the studio, because he needs to collaborate with SFX to put the fire inside the wood that we build. So this is the studio, is to find the good material. So we saw that is not so good, so we have to change, to try another thing. No, it's not plomb, because plomb is very nocive. It's impossible to shoot with plomb. So we find with painting, with étain, with some mixed thing to find the right thing. This is archives, and we shoot a lot with high speed, and with in screening we saw the high speed is not good for the fire, because the fire needs to be very speed, and high speed for fire is not good for this film.
Otherwise it's not impressive, right?
No.
The fire,
yeah. Right. So this is to find the right thing for the plumb. So I think we will choose this one in the movie.
So, in addition to the challenge of maintaining the chronology and the consistency, it was about finding ways to shoot the fire and get a something believable about all the elements in fire. A lot of prep and a lot of research,
So
right?
that is in studio. We find to figure out the hashes. We need so we do that with pepper, black pepper. Little thing of pepper, and we saw that it can go like hashes.
That's on stage, yeah.
Yes, it is, and we saw that all the well met is very difficult to shoot. So this is an archive. So this is in studio. We figure out the falling of the heroes. And for me it was very useful because I can find the right stops to shoot the fire. So it's around 11 or 16. So I test all. So I test all the LED walls. That it is LED walls. So I test that, but it was very expensive, so I don't use it. This is Archivas.
Did you use this?
This one, yes. And this is to figure out when the firemen are in the forest. So it's just it's in studio, just with a black tent and smoke inside, and just a little stair. And this kind of images is in the movie. Not this one, but we recreate the same.
And this is only lit by the flashlights they have on their helmets, moments like that?
No, just a flashlight on the smoke.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
So you were talking about also those tests were able to give you an idea of the exposure.
Exactly.
But you mentioned that you still had to adjust the stop during the shoot, right? So how was it?
Yeah.
How was it happening when you were starting and rolling the cameras for all those shots?
I did a lot of things with fire, so I used to do that. So I know that I have to change the stop at every time. So I try to have a fine to change the stop very quickly. So I can do it myself or by all the assistant have the control of the iris. Yes.
So that means each time you were going for fire, you were rolling all the cameras and then right away adjusting the stop for everything.
But it was very easy in studio because the guy of the ICFX did the thing very, very professional thing. So it's they light one by one. So it was very easy to adjust the stop. And I have some lights just to have the little level, you know, with the flames.
And there was another stuff because, I mean, more than half the movie is on fire. So you had to design new tools as well, to find new tools. I think we have a picture here of
yes, I will do that at the
box.
end. Yeah, but before I think we can. Yes, during the second part of the prep, we start working with another models, but this model designed by Jean Rabas, so we know exactly. He start to begin the construction in studio.
Right, and this is when you also were finding your angles, your camera shot using those
and
models.
Yes. And yes, so we use extender, many drawing, and after there is After we did many meetings, yes. So this one is a big part because we have to do the falling of the heroes inside Notre-Dame. So it's a big part because because Jean-Jacques wants always do the thing in set, you know.
On camera.
Yeah, on set. He used VFX, but a little. So he wants to have a big thing. As you see, before, during the test, we did a little one, but it was impressed, but he need a very big one. But we have to find a set to do that, because to put fire inside a set is not easy. So we try, maybe we can do it outside, but outside it's very complicated because we have to find a very safe place, so it's not easy. There is wind, there is all the thing, and we have to shoot by night, so it's not a possibility. So we find a set to do that, and we just figure, we put some elements of Notre-Dame, so Jean Rabas built some columns, something, and I put all the black inside the studio and just put some windows of Notre-Dame and some elements of Notre-Dame just
from
lit.
the art department.
Yes, just lit a little, and we do it like that. Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming very short takes because of the fire and the heat and all that on stage.
Yeah, because it was very impressive. When we shoot that, I will told you later, but it was very interesting. Yes.
Since we're talking about that, do you want to show the making of? Because you can also talk
I
during
think it's
the making of shows the
process of all the thing. Yeah.
the stage.
So it's a little short making of I did with my iPhone, so it's funny during the shooting, but I think it's explained all the thing we did. So this is a transept sonore we built in outside in Brie-sur-Marne. This is a real Notre-Dame. So sometimes I have to put some big light just to simulate the flame, because we save the flames. They sit inside the studio. They sit outside to find just a place. Looks like Notre-Dame, but it's not Notre-Dame. This is the studio we shoot, La Cité du Cinéma. This is a little models. So this is my director. So I simulate the shoot I will do after with a real fireman. So we shoot inside the fire, so we have to protect the camera, of course, and all the people inside.
So that's on stage, right? What we're looking at.
Yes, it is in the Beffroi, the end of the movie. And we can see the camera here. And for this, we use also special camera to put inside the fire. I will show you. This is a big tube to refresh a case, a box that I build.
Just to put fresh air on the camera
yes.
flash box, right?
Yes, I will show you. So we build a box like that with a silicate. It's a material special. Inside I put a black magic micro, and you can see here inside the fire here. So
Was the camera still alive after a few takes?
yes, this. I use the crane also too, because it's very easy to remove quickly when the temperature is too much for the camera. So this is we build a special stairs to make special shots inside. Sometimes I play with the camera.
That was for a POV?
Yes,
Just so.
exactly. A POV for a fireman. So we see the camera inside here. So this is a special thing. So I put some lights just to have a little level inside. Another camera.
And how long did it take for one of those shots, for example? How long can the take last before the whole studio catches on fire? Are we talking about 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or 2 minutes?
No. We spend 1 minute, I think. But after we have to wait for 2 hours to refresh the studio with the smoke. And inside we are very little crew. All the people are outside the studio.
And you guys are all dressed in firemen's?
Yes, I keep my suit of fireman. So this is the model for the last sequence.
Yeah, so that's very impressive, this moment. So is it kind of super close to what happened in reality? Because I know you talked to a few firemen. So did you guys make that very, very close to what actually happened? Or did you take some liberty of...
No, we try to exactly the same that it happened, yes.
How many cameras for that?
11, I think. 11. I'll put the crane here. Okay. It's okay? Yeah. I prefer to show images before talking.
Yeah, sure.
Since talking, but
I'm just imagining because of... No, sorry.
no.
No, just a question because you were talking about the fire. You have to put a crazy stop like 8 or 11. So I'm imagining you must have been bringing an enormous quantity of light to compete with the fire, right? On stage and even on the not so much on the churches because you couldn't put fire, but on stage at least.
Yes, stage there is images of shooting in Bourges, I think. Because in Bourges, I cannot use the fire, of course, because it's a real cathedral. So I put lights inside to figure out the fire, and that is in studio. So I put, I don't know if we see, yes, we saw the dino light right here on this part. So I use dino light and light panel, sky panel, sorry. And outside, I use the dino light too, as you see.
And on the backlot, sorry, I'm going to try to find that picture. On the backlot, you also had to...
yes, I have to.
Consistency.
Yes, because the problem of the transept nord is the transept nord, so there is no sun at this time. Because the fire starts at around 7, so there is no sun in this part. So I have to... We build the set I chose the place of the set with
according to the sun.
according to the sun. Yes, there is a drawing of that, I think. And after that, I know I have to block the sun for 2 hours. So I use a very large black board to block it, because in this part we cannot use, there is no. So this way, yeah, you see this. And there is a drawing for the sun, no, right?
Let me find.
It's a before. Yes.
Sorry, guys. I know,
No,
because
no.
there is 41 pages of this. I don't know it by heart, but I'm trying hard.
Yes.
This one.
Yes. So we see all the thing with the sun drawing.
Oh yeah, right. So this.
This is the transept now.
Right. And
So I know at this hour maybe, and you have to cover with a blackboard.
Okay, and according to this, you position the set
Exactly.
accordingly on
With
the
the
backlot, and you had additional fly swatter to control the slope.
as you see.
Right. You mentioned to me, going back to that, I know there is a bunch of tools that you had to make for the fire and the smoke, and
The box.
yeah. Where did you find the idea of?
I remember a film I saw a very long time. It was a Bagraph, and I keep, because I have all the magazine of American cinematographer. So I find the magazine, and I saw the explication how they shot inside the fire. So it was very useful for me, and I saw that Michael Salomon, the cinematographer of Backdraft, built a very big box to put inside the camera. So I follow this. I catch this idea. But at this time it was in 35, so it was a very big box. So I can reduce me now with the digital thing.
Because you put a smaller digital camera
you can put
inside.
the slide if you want.
This one.
Yes.
So you put a smaller digital camera in it.
Yes, as you see, and we remote the exposure with a cable inside.
So what was the apart from the technicity of all this, what is the biggest challenge of such a big movie with all those constraints, apart from the fire and all that? Is it the consistency? Is it maintaining the chronology of the whole story?
Yes, I take this movie exactly that a technical movie for me, because normally I used to shoot with actors or with emotion or all the things I like, because I like the cinema for that. But this one is a very technical thing. It's new for me, this kind of movie. But it was a challenge, so it will be fine. It was fine.
Is there any questions from you guys? Yes, Caroline?
It's just to be in the brain of to try to be in the brain of Jean-Jacques and you in the fabrication. There is many levels. There is a ground floor. Then people, firemen are going up. So there is a second floor, third floor, and then there is how many steps you have to go to the arrow, because it's built like this, no?
You speak about Notre-Dame.
I speak about how to tell the story of a fire, but the fire is starting up, but the men are down.
So we spend a lot of time with all the firemen, and they explain us all the process of the day, because the difficulty of this fire is in the middle of Paris, and it was the information of the fire came very late, so they start very late to start to contain the fire. And when they arrive, They arrived with a really big, little truck, and they saw the fire, and it was intense. And they saw at this moment they cannot stop the fire very quickly. So they tried to figure all the track around the Paris. And so Paris was blocked with many cars, as usual. So it's very difficult to come with the trucks. And it was many circumstances like that. So it was very difficult to contain the fire. And as we see in the movie, the transsepteneur is for that is very important, the transsepteneur, because when 4 firemen came to the transsepteneur, when you are in the transsepteneur, we don't see the roof. So they arrive, they just fire some smoke, something like that, but they don't see there is very many big flame just under us, So they cannot see because, it's built like that. And when you are here, you cannot see the roof. So they try to extend it, but it's not possible. It was impossible. But they don't know exactly. And there is problem with water column because they are very ancien, comment on dit, very old. So there is some hole inside. So there is no pressure enough to have a good pressure with the fire. So it was many circumstances like that. So they tried, they fight. They are very courageous for that because it was very difficult. And at one moment, another fireman, but a big one, is coming up, and he saw the scaffold. It start to be very red, and he saw if the scaffold fall down, there is a very big problem. So they try to refresh the scaffolding, not to extend the fire, but just refresh the scaffolding to don't fall down. After that, they decide to give up the transsepteneur, and they concentrate in another thing to try to find. And so all the roof fall down, and for just try to don't that Notre-Dame will totally collapse, they decide to go in the last fire in the Beffroi Nord, and with a little commando of firemen, they extend the fire inside. Because if the Beffroi, inside the Beffroi there is a very big bells, very heavy bells. And if the bells fall down, it was totally, the Notre-Dame collapsed totally. So there is heroes firemen to do that. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like because for him it was the dramaturgy is very intense of this fire. It's like Titanic. You know the ending, but we are like that. Are they going to stop that? And no, but in Notre-Dame, yes, they fight it to end. So Jean-Jacques wants to follow exactly the thing and put the audience in intense concentration.
All the characters are real that we see in the movie. They do exist, or are they?
Yeah. We did exactly the reality.
And did you happen to talk with many of them, apart from the research you did with a couple of firemen that you mentioned?
Yeah, and there is always a fireman on the set,
right,
who did the thing.
But you talked with all the real characters that were.
Many investigations for that. Yes.
Any other questions? Yep.
Hi. It's very astonishing all the scenography made in the studio. So I'm just curious how much time it took to build all the scenography, and also other question. I saw a lot of technical drawing, so I also want to know how much time was spent on making them, and how many architects and engineers was in part of making this movie.
So we start before the shooting. We spend 9 months to prepare it, and during these 9 months, we spend around 2 months with a little crew, around 15 for 20 people, and after it's going much. We grew up, yeah. And for build the set, Jean Rabas is a very famous art director. It's a very wonderful guy, and he built the set in very collaboration with the man who did the fire, because we have to put all the tube gaze inside the construction of Jean, and for that we need to find the real material to do that, because if we do it with wood, normal wood, it will be a fire instantly. So we have to need to do many takes. So we have to light down very quickly. So all this research takes time, of course, and they spend around 3 months to do that, I think.
Not for the construction, you mean just for the design of all that?
No, design and construction. Design,
both.
Yeah, wait, 4 months, I think. Yes, and we shot 50 days. Yes,
52. You said,
52 days. Yes.
And then once the construction is done, you went back there because you had done all your shot plans, shot list.
Yeah.
Using the models, but then when the construction was done, did you go back there to finish all the shots, the shot lists you wanted to have?
No, it's no. As soon as we define it, we decide on the models, it will be okay like that. But the difficulty is there is many levels in all the set, because the fire is going up. So we start with a little thing burned, but after we have to part another part. So we have to plan during the schedule to shoot with this part of the set, and after we go in another place, just to let time to all the guys of the decoration to change the set in level 2 of the burning, and we come back, and after we change on level 3. It's a very puzzle. It was a technical thing.
So does it mean that those 52 days are continuous, or does it mean like just what you said, to go from stage 1 to stage 2, for instance, or 2 to 3? Did you have to stop the shooting to let those guys work, or were you just going shooting somewhere else?
Yes, we just something. So we start with Bourges. After that, we go to Saintes. After Saintes, we can go to a part of studio. After studio, we change to go to Paris. Inside Paris, we have spent a lot of time just in the parvis of Notre-Dame. The parvis of Notre-Dame is looking like the prefecture. And so we shoot that, but we cannot shoot the
reverse
because there is no Notre-Dame. So we have to shoot all the things like that, or all the things like that, or like that.
A nightmare puzzle for you and the 80s,
yes.
Right?
Yeah. And in this case, with the parvis of Notre-Dame, the difficulty is the fire starts around 6:30, so the sun is just behind. So the wall of the prefecture is not lighted by sun. So I cannot shoot in the morning.
Right.
Or if I have to plan to shoot in the morning, I have to do the shot only like that or like that, but not during front. And after that, there is a long part with the down, So it was a difficulty too. And after there is a night time.
Right. There's also or maybe there's another question. Otherwise, I have one. Yes.
Where can we see the film? It would have been lovely, and this is probably my fault, but it would be lovely to see the film. Where
Yeah.
can we get it? Can we get it on any of the platforms that are available? Because I don't know if it will arrive in our movie theaters here in the country. It was. Really?
There you go.
Wow.
I can give you a Blu-ray.
Please, I'd
Okay.
love to see it.
I will do that.
We can talk about possibly showing it next year.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
It would have been lovely to do it. It's just the program's so packed, sometimes hard to find time, and we don't want to show a film that people will not come to. We want people to follow the film. But it would have been lovely. Sorry.
Well, no problem.
Еве на македонски да го поставам прашањето. Значи, кога некоја несреќа, кога ќе ни се случи некоја несреќа, обично велиме тоа е Божја казна. Како што кога ќе ни се случи нешто добро, велиме ова е Божја награда. Дали кога го снимавте филмот гледавте малку низ таа призма евентуално? Дека може би пожарот беше како Божја казна.
In our country here, when something bad happens to us, some people think it's a punishment from God. When you get something good to happen to you, sometimes we think it's a award from God for what we do. While you were shooting the film, did you have any of those viewpoints that it may be a punishment, why it burnt and stuff like that, as a viewpoint that you introduced into the story of the film, or not?
Yes, there is a kind of that inside the film. If you see the movie, there is a continuity with that, because yes, it was a very intense moment for everybody, and sometimes we thinking about yes, every day, and we shot inside the. You can tu peux montrer les images de. Quand on est dans Notre-Dame, we shot a little part in the real Notre-Dame, and it was very impressive to do that. Yes, it is. Oui. Yeah. So we go to the real Notre-Dame, and we can see the little crew here, and it was very impressed to do that. Yeah, exactly. So it was. We start with the beginning, as I show you. At the first beginning, I work with my colorist Gilles from the lab, and we fixed the thing with the archives. So, sorry, with the archive at the beginning, and for all the set and all the continuity. I have a DIT on set with a very big a friend of mine, Brice Barbier, and we have a box with all the images, the stills, yes, so we can exactly to have the same mood. So every night I grade with him, with Brice, and after we're going to the lab, and with Gilles we did a very big work with the flame, with all the set. It was very wonderful to do that.
So to keep the consistency when you go to another church, for instance, you're in Bourges and the next day you go to Saint-Sieu, the first thing you do is you look at those stills to try to match colors and everything, or you go by your eye, or you make notes? Or
No, I did with the still. It's more comfortable, And for that, because I have all the testimony of the fireman go inside, so I have an idea to how was the light inside, but there is no many images to see that, so I have to imagine something. But I was very happy because when we went to the real Notre-Dame to shoot exterior thing, I go inside just alone at the right time that I shoot in Bourges or Sens, and to see the Chapelle des Sept Douleurs, and it was exactly the light I did, so I was very happy. And with Gilles, we follow the post-production all the time during the editing and during just to release on screen. So we go to London to do the Dolby Cinema, and after I go alone to Los Angeles to do the IMAX screening too. So it was very comfortable to follow all the thing for this movie especially, you know.
How many days roughly did you get for the whole grading?
I think we spent 3 weeks. 3 weeks and sometimes days or two. But we 3 weeks, I would say, I think, yes.
Yes, Guillaume.
You hear me? Yeah. How did you work to film the flames, the fire, just like underexposing? I remember Peter Biziou talking a few days earlier that at night he needs to have like, it was on film stock, but he needs like 8, 11, something like this. So with digital, it's very difficult to get the reddish, yellowish thing. So how did you like manage that grading, or trying to do the best on set for sure? But
I shoot often. I shoot with 11 or 22. You know, it was Alexa LF, large format, and we shoot 800 I say, because I took always Alexa at 800. And we shot sometime with a big intense flames to have the frame, very good frames. I shoot at 22 sometimes, yes. Yeah, but you know the flame is moving a lot, so it's very comfortable to have a big deeper field for that, you know.
Hi. I hope you didn't answer this already, but how many days of these 52 shooting days did you spend on location, and how many did you shoot in the studio? And I have another question straight away. Because I saw you worked for the planning with miniature models, did you also discuss shooting certain scenes with miniature, or does fire not look good in miniature models?
So for the first answer, we shot around 6 days in Bourges, 7 days in Sens, and after different studios, 3 days in this time. After we go in another day, so I think in studio we are around 15 days, I think. And the other question, what is it? We no, we don't use any models. We told all the set is built for one scale.
And it never came out of the meetings to the possibility of shooting miniatures, no?
No, because I think it will be a problem with flames, you know. We have to do the mini flame. And so there is some VFX adjusting just to follow. If you can, the transept sonore, you can see, yes. So as you see here, there is the roof in flame. So they add after in VFX, especially in this set. In the other set, there is no much VFX.
And just to be more specific, the scaffolding is part of the set, because
yes,
there was a scaffold, right?
Yes, it's part of the set. There is that in Notre-Dame, because Notre-Dame is they are doing renovation inside, you know.
Anything else?
And sometimes also I have to put many big light just to figure out the flames, and with digital light it's very easy because I put on a dimer and we can flick.
Were you playing with pulsing?
Yes.
A little bit? Yeah. Any other?
But it's not a cop road, so I have to find another way now.
Then using, you mean big LEDs, I guess, right? Any words you want to say in conclusion? I guess every movie you do with Jean-Jacques are always the most complicated and low prep and involving a lot of thinking,
yes.
right?
It is, yes. But this one is very easy for me.
Really?
Yes, the Wolf Totem was a nightmare for me. The film I shot in China.
Yeah.
Because it was very complicated.
What about the tigers? The one on the tiger, was it easier than this?
No, tiger. Yes, but tiger was very comfortable because tiger has like character, so it's fine to shoot it. And we have many time to do it. For two brothers, we spent 1 year to shoot.
Yeah.
185 days. It's always like that with Jean-Jacques. And the funny thing is when he asked me to do this movie, I don't know, it was Notre-Dame. So will we start a new project soon? Okay, fine. Where are we going? Because normally we are going around the world. He told me, no, just take Navigo Pass, Navigo Pass is for the tube in Paris. And it will be fine. So I was very surprised.
Okay. If there is not any more question, thank you for being here. Oh no, there's one. There you go.
What made you choose camera and lenses? Which kind of lenses and for example, you can shoot with normal lenses, with anamorphic lenses, or with one kind of camera on another. What led you to choose the sensor size or the kind of lenses on this project? Thank you.
So Jean-Jacques wanted to finish this film in IMAX format. So IMAX has cahier des charges. What is the name of the
technical specs?
Technical specs. So you have to respect something to finish this with IMAX. So we have to shoot in large format. So I used to use Alexa camera. So I chose Alexa LF. So you have 3 Alexa LF. And because the fire, and I know exactly how Jean-Jacques work. So I chose the very big zoom, the new Optimo 12 for big format. And the other 2 lightweight big format ingénieux zoom 2. And lens S7, the new one for large format too. So and with all this equipment, I know I can do all the shot he wants. And I chose to shoot on Technocrane because it was very useful to approach the flame au maximum without danger. And we can retract very easy when it starts burning. Yeah. And inside, when we shoot inside, we put many clothes, special clothes for the high temperature. And no, there is no accident. It was good for that. And I chose many little camera too to add. So some Blackmagic, some Canon 5D, some DxO Sony, the little one, to put inside the stairs sometime. That's it.
I'm just thinking about one thing we haven't spoke about. You had also to recreate the traffic jam, right?
Yes. So we blocked a little part of the Quai de Paris for one afternoon. It was a nightmare for the cars.
Right. And so in one afternoon, you did all the traffic jam scenes?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, but we are very prepared for that. And Mathieu Larmortier, the first ID, he was a genius to organize all the shots, so we can do all the things during the afternoon. Yeah, with our own prop cars, of course.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.